Hello.
Hey everyone.
Lent is coming, and Lent means fasting for Christians. So today we thought we would talk about fasting and maybe try to get everyone more excited about this practice of the Christian faith. So one thing I would like to say right off the bat is I'd like to suggest more fasting this Lent. You know, we typically fast on Ash Wednesday and Good Friday, but there's lots of ways to weave fasting into the Lenten season. And there are four benefits to fasting, four areas of benefit, I should say. The first would be just there's some practical benefits around fasting, and there's some health benefits around fasting, and there's some mental health benefits around fasting, and of course there are the spiritual benefits. So Mike is going to talk about the spiritual benefits. I thought I would just quickly run through the other three though. So practically speaking, what would be a benefits around fasting? Well, if you're fasting, that means you're not eating as much. So your grocery bill is probably going to go down. You're going to save some money because some items will probably fall out of your day that you typically ate. Second of all, you save time. You're not doing as much food prep. So, you know, that's another benefit. Who doesn't need more time and who doesn't need more money? Then another benefit would be the physical benefits. And these are actually, there's a very long list. In fact, in other videos that I've done in Keto Corner, I enumerate a whole bunch of them. But we're going to confine it to four categories for the health benefits. The first one is the anti-aging impact of fasting on the body. And there are three primary organs that you hear about all the time when people talk about fasting. And those would be the skin and the liver and the brain. These three organs are the primary organs, and there's a lot of details on this. And other organs are benefit as well. The kidneys, pancreas, there's other organs that benefit. But those are the biggies, and they have a great impact on our life. Also, energy. Fasting helps us to have more energy. So, and that's an amazing thing too. So you're talking about dealing with things like brain fog or just mental cloudiness and having more clarity and easier time really concentrating and thinking on things. Another benefit is around the category of weight management. Fasting is very good for managing weight. It definitely has helped me, and it's a key factor in a good weight loss program or a good weight management program. So there's that health benefit, because carrying extra weight we know is a marker for disease and other things. So, and then lastly, it also helps to build or maintain muscle mass. So Mike and I are in our 50s, and they say that after 50, you know, you need to really work hard at maintaining muscle mass. So you really do need a little more protein. But fasting induces the growth hormone, and the growth hormone being circulated through your body helps to spare your muscles. It also helps to build muscles. So those would be the primary areas for health benefits. Much more could be said. And then lastly would be psychological. I definitely noticed this, but mood improvement through fasting. In fact, I am my happiest, my best mood ever is when I'm in a fast. So definitely helps with mood, and people that are experiencing depression also notice a major lift through fasting. So, and then the other thing I would say that's psychological, I think falls in this category, would just be overall confidence. My confidence has gone up tremendously. I've been fasting for 2 years. I've done a lot of different fasts, anything from intermittent fasting all the way to extended fasting. And all of those have been really, every type I've tried has been really great. I'm in a happy place right now with the way that I'm fasting. So let me just, for real quick, just describe what an initial kind of basic fast looks like. If you're just starting, a good place to start would be 12 hours of eating, an eating window that's 12 hours, and then 12 hours where you're not eating anything. And you could have 3 meals in this eating window. And if you're a person who likes to snack, you don't have snacks. What you do is you take that snack and kind of have it as an appetizer. before you have your meal. And then if you're a person who likes a little something sweet, well, you just tack that onto the end of your meal, so you get your little something sweet. And that's the way it works, so that you're not eating throughout the day all the time. You're just eating those 3 meals. Everything's all together, and you have a lot of hours of not eating, even within the eating window. So if that makes sense. And because it's Lent, why not drop one of those? Drop the snack or drop the sweet thing altogether. That would be a great thing to do for Lent. So what about this whole spiritual side? I've also had many spiritual benefits from it too, and maybe I'll pipe in later. But the main reason why we fast, I ever did fast until 2 years ago, was always because of my faith.
So you want me to talk about the spiritual side?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a practice that goes way back into the ancient world. In fact, pretty much every religious tradition in the history of the world has incorporated fasting. And the primary benefit of doing a fast is that whenever we discipline ourselves around our bodily appetites and deny our bodily appetites their immediate, ongoing, and constant gratification, what happens is it strengthens our spiritual faculties of our will, and it also helps us acquire better habits of virtue in our life. So it's a very common practice for people if they really want to grow spiritually to practice a fast, not necessarily giving up everything that they're trying to acquire a discipline around. Right? So in other words, if I want to acquire the discipline to not gossip about another person, doing a food fast is actually a good way to do that, because it just helps me exercise a sense of self-control over the impulses and desires that I have, and it helps me grow in virtue. So the spiritual benefits, the other as Christians, we also believe that we can deal with some of our sin problems through fasting. Not only our own, but we also believe, as Catholics, we believe that we can actually help other people by offering our sacrifice and our fast up for other people, that God, in fact, blesses other people with His grace through the sacrifices that we make. So there are all sorts of spiritual benefits that come with fasting. What I find is so kind of interesting about all the research that's been done on fasting from the physical and psychological standpoints that you were talking about earlier is that it's all integrated. So God has recommended fasting to the human race for centuries and centuries and centuries. Only recently has science been able to discover all the physiological benefits of it, and there are a lot. But, from the beginning, God was recommending something that overall was just good for the human person. Good for our minds, good for our psychology, good for our bodies, and good for our spirit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I just want to add that, I love fasting for the spiritual side of things, because with my fasting program, I fast one whole day every week. I do a longer fast once a week, and along with that fast, I offer up 3 special intentions for that fast. And I use this in a lot of cases for people that I would really love to help, but they're not close to me, they live further away. People that I just are not in my proximity that I could help locally. I just love using fasting for those friends that are further away, because we have a lot of friends all over because we've moved so many times, right? So it's just so nice. I feel like I'm doing something so productive, and it really just draws me closer to God. And He flat out tells us, Jesus says, to, especially for certain things, evil spirits, demons, the only way of getting rid of those are through fasting and prayer. So, I just think I have found it to be very powerful, and just highly recommend you just really pursuing the benefits, but pursuing and all of the benefits, all 4 categories, and how amazing it is, and to be excited about it, to be excited about trying it, and maybe putting on a different mindset around it, because it is such an amazing thing and such an amazing part of our faith.
The other thing I would say too is that it sounds a lot harder than it actually really is. I remember I used to always think, how could Jesus go 40 days in the desert without food? But once you get into a state of ketosis, you can actually go a long time without food. And your body's burning its own fat.
And they actually, just a little tidbit, the longest fast recorded is a man, and I can't remember exactly, this was not that far off in the way distant past either. But he fasted for over 365 days. So it was over a year. I can't remember. I want to say it was 384, something like that. But, I always thought that too. I'm like, well, maybe it's just, you hear Jesus talk about 40 days and how could that possibly be? But I get it now. It is really possible. Your body knows what to do in that time period. It is definitely easier. I was terrified, I have to say, the first time I tried it. And now I look forward to it. And I can even say that at the end of my fast that I do, my bigger fast every week, there's kind of a tinge of, I got to eat. And I know that sounds probably really strange.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
I don't think I've ever heard you say that.
I just love that there's an umph and I just feel so alive when I'm fasting. So we just hope you'll maybe put a little bit more fasting into your Lent this season and enjoy it. And let us know if you do. If you do, come back to this video and put some comments there. We'd love to hear it. Or if you have any questions, you could throw a comment there too. So we hope you'll like and subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you in the next video.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.